Maybe already any questions for Theo?
Theo, when you look at the film from the exhibition and then Clemson and everything kind of happened in the Bahamas, I mean, where do you kind of see this team heading, not just, defensively, but just across the board with a bunch of new guys?
I think we got a really talented team, a group of great guys with a great coach, and I think that, as the season goes, that we're only going to get better. We've made big progress from the Bahamas to Clemson to the exhibition, and it's only up from here.
Where do you kind of, when you talk about progress, in what aspects do you feel like?
Obviously, our strengths: defense, rebounding, offensive rebounding. I think we're going to get better in transition, playing, at a faster tempo. And yeah, I think those are the key things that we look to improve on.
How's transition coming here been since you're from then to starting the season now?
Yes, I've made a lot of progress. I think, when I first got here, I was kind of used to the mid-major kind of grind. It's a different grind in the SEC. Got used to it. I'm starting to progress, get better every day. I'm just excited for the season.
Was the grind different here than where you were?
Every day going at it, every practice. No days off. There's competition every day. So, we got guys, competing for spots, going at it every day. So I think that's the biggest thing. The grind, there's a real grind every single day.
One of the things that Kermit said from the exhibition was that rebounding margin needed to be higher, spiking 49 rebounds against a Division II opponent. And when you look back on it, what were some of those, defensive missed opportunities?
I think that's just us, playing to our strengths. We know we're a great rebounding team. That's one of our biggest emphasis every day in practice. Rebounding for the bigs, not just the bigs, but for the guards too. So, we should, a team like that, we should, get more rebounds, and that's our main focus against coming up against Alcorn, trying to, increase that rebounding number.
How has the meshing of all these new faces you included kind of been through summer and now preseason camp?
It's been good, honestly. Got a lot of talent. Couple guys getting nicked up here and there, but we're starting to get everybody healthy at the right time, and I think everybody brings a different strength, a different piece to the puzzle, and just figuring out how to bring those pieces together. That's the biggest thing, and yeah, we got talent from 1 through 15, so.
Maybe a weird way of blessing in disguise, having those injuries kind of pop up, but seeing the kind of depth that you'll have behind those guys?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got depth at pretty much every position. So, God forbid, anything happens, we got another guy next man up, but everybody's starting to get healthy at the right time, and we got a lot of depth, a lot of talent, so, yeah, we should be really good this year.
With this new team, who's been kind of the toughest guard to guard so far, just what guards and team you feel like is going to be a matchup problem for other teams?
Oh, on our team? Yeah. We got a lot of good guards. Obviously we got Deshaun, Amari, Robert, Coward, TJ. The list goes on, but we got every single one of them is talented, and they bring something different that the other person doesn't bring. So it's more just meshing everybody together. But yeah, we got a lot of talent.
One of the things that Kermit brought up Tuesday was, he was needing y'all to basically separate, from each other, in the pack and all that. At this point in the season and just throughout your career, has this kind of been that area where, that's about to take shape, especially now that the season's going to go on?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, the Bahamas, the exhibitions, coach is trying his best, to, everybody was getting minutes, what I'm saying? But obviously, as the season goes on, rotations get shorter and stuff. Like I said before, it's competition every day, 1 through 5. So, like everybody's going at it. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get like their fair share. If that makes sense.
Any further questions? Okay. Thanks, Theo. Close my eyes here in a second.